Okay, so let's talk about navigating conversations about race, racism, and white supremacy. When we engage in conversations on white supremacy or racism, think about who's involved in the conversation, where the conversation is taking place, and what the goal of the conversation is. There are several factors that will determine how you should proceed. If you're the only white person in the group, it's best to listen and observe. If you're in a group of all white people, then think about where the conversation is taking place. Are you in public? Where in public? At someone's home? Is it physically safe for you to push back against racist ideas in this moment? Is it physically safe for those around you if you push back against racist ideas in this moment? If so, go for it, push back. If not, then you should wait until others are physically safe or until you're physically safe. We should always find ways to push back against racism, but we have to be smart about when, where, and how we do so. Physical altercations are not something we want to encourage, right? Also consider the goal of the conversation. Is the person or the people responsible for the racist speech open to discussion? Or are they looking for a reaction and instigating animosity? If they are not trying to cause a reaction, if they are open to a discussion or to pushback, then go for it. You can engage with them in good faith at that point. Call them out, call them in, put a stop to racist talk. If they're just instigating, then the conversation's going to go nowhere and it's going to help no one. There isn't a point to having those kinds of conversations then, because you're not going to change their mind and they're only going to cause more harm. The goal when engaging in conversations about race and racism and white supremacy is to stop the harm, to stop the violence. Engaging in conversations with people who aren't willing to listen, who are just trying to instigate, that just reproduces more harm, and we don't want that. Keep in mind too that there are some conversations about racism and identity that are not for us as white people, and we have to recognize why that is and be sure that we stay in our lane. Finally, consider where you get your information and what your intentions are. Are you getting your information from multiple Black, Indigenous, or people of color? Are you entering the conversation in good faith, or are you simply trying to shame someone? If you enter these conversations to show how far you have come on your journey, or how well read you are, or that you are woke, then stop. Those are not valid reasons to talk about racism or confront racist speech. The goal should be to address the speech or the racist act and work to dismantle the idea that led to it, not for clout or appearances. Confronting racism isn't easy, and it is not something that we can do in one day and be done with it. It's a process. It's going to take more than a summer reading group to work through. Those are good starts, but we can't stop there, right? That's not where the end of the conversation is. It is a marathon, not a sprint. So you need to be in it for the long haul. And if you ever have questions or want to work through ideas or readings, you can contact me through the Foundation of Liberating Minds.